concept is I want you
Yeah.
to highlight what you can do for us when we're struggling with knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. Before we have to make sure that our body is more pain-free so we can get the most out of our workouts.
Exactly.
So this is what you do.
Exactly. So we need to work on our mobility because if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to exercise and get fit, the problem is you start adding weight before you're mobile and you're going to lead to injury. So the first thing I want to go through is your technique. So Tish, we're going to get, how long have you been using the travel roller before?
Oh gosh, so I think I probably have one of the originals.
Yeah.
I literally have had mine, I said to you, about 20 years.
Yeah, it's probably been about 15 years. But yeah, it's amazing.
And it's the exact, it looks the same, or maybe it's not as fine-tuned as this one.
Yeah.
But it's still in impeccable shape.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's giving you a lot of massages.
It sure has, yeah.
Okay, so
more.
Exactly. So let's put your calves on here. We're
Okay.
gonna do one leg at a time.
Okay.
So let's do the other leg.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing is technique. Now all of this stuff is covered in my This Is How We Roll course. It teaches you how to correctly roll. But the key thing you want to do is you want to have a roller that is small enough in diameter so you can get precise massage, or else you're just going to be rolling or not getting deep enough. So we have compression, which is you rolling back and forth. So this is what you typically see. Now some of the other things you want to do is shear back and forth like this. And then the other thing is torque. So the torque is movement of the limb and the joint, creating some range of motion as well.
Because you feel that knot?
Yeah, I can see that knot.
Yeah.
So you want to focus on those areas, you want to relax, you want to breathe, and you want to spend, 30 seconds to a minute and alternating your position as you're doing those three techniques, okay? So the compression, shear, and torque. And so just roll through the calves.
And so I find where it's uncomfortable, right there I can feel something.
So
right
now
there.
just pause and sit your butt down. Yeah, and if you even add more weight onto it, that's all you need right there. If you want, you can press your top leg into it or put your hand on here. So you can put your hand to create more.
Wow.
But those knots, those adhesions are what are blocking you. So your fascial system is what we're rolling. We can roll your calves, but we're really rolling the superficial back line here. And that runs from the bottom of your foot all the way to your head.
Wow.
So if you have tension headaches and you're tight in your calves, it all is all connected.
Wow.
And it's such an amazing thing, and that's what the course is all about. It's a holistic thing. We're connecting you, we're rolling yourself pretty much healthy through your fascial lines, and removing those adhesions and turning over those cells to create healthy ones, right? Because it's tissue health, right?
It's nice to be able to hear you describe it and know what's happening inside of the body when you're doing it.
Exactly. And what my whole point is to get you from, don't think about it. Like, you learn the technique, but then it becomes an automatic habit where you spend that 5 or 10 minutes a day, and it becomes a meditation. It becomes your self-care practice. It is your healing tool, and that's how you progress from like a left brain, how to do it, into a right brain meditation, creativity, and that's where that healing zone happens, right there. So I have to get you, they're not even there yet. Right? So
no, they're not.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything hard on your body until it feels ready and pain-free.
Exactly.
Right? And so I think that's the problem, is we don't do enough of this. Would you say we need to do as much of this as we do in the gym, more or less? What would you say?
Everyone's different. It depends on your lifestyle, it depends on your habits, it depends on how many injuries you've had, it depends on what your tissue health, even your genetic makeup of your tissues. Some people need more recovery, some people need less. So really, you can pretty much tell by your tone, tissue tone. Each muscle group might have different tissue tone, but if you feel those knots, then you're going to have to put in that time and really a fascial, regeneration of your tissues. Some people it takes a few weeks, and some people it takes a few months. But that's the thing, is it's a longevity process. As you are working out, what are you doing?
We're breaking the body down.
Breaking the body down. So we're recovering, repairing, but we're also oxygenating the tissues. A lot of the areas are hypoxic, so they have no oxygen in them. And that's where you get like that burning feeling in your calves when you're walking, or your tibialis anterior, and people don't have enough oxygen. So you're healing, you're hydrating your fascia. So that's what's really cool, is you hydrate your tissues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like, you know, you all automatically think, I need to rest, take time off. But in fact, what you need to do is get on the floor and use the roller.
Yeah.
Instead of just relaxing, you need to actually do the physical work to recover your body.
Well, exactly. And if you were to spend just, you know, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 5 minutes here, and then you do that every day, pick a different body part, or in my course, pick a different fascial line, and I have different sequences that you can just follow along and pick, and those are the tools that you can use for the rest of your life, whether if it's before a workout or recovering after a workout, or if you're trying to even de-stress, or you know, there's some trauma healing sessions as well, because we're connecting our nervous system, we're relaxing ourselves, and we're resolving our pain and our issues in our tissues at the same time.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so how is it a daily thing? Or
You can do it daily or every other day, whatever, how much you can put it in. Like before you go to bed is always a great thing. We've always recommended from 2007 on is, you know, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, like putting the roller behind your neck before you go to bed and rolling your spine puts you in a really restorative state so that tomorrow morning when you wake up, you feel good. So you need to be ahead of the game to do that. So if you can put in that 5 minutes, like honestly, it's amazing. If you can put in more, even better. Yeah.
It's almost like when I have my lifestyle challenges, one of the evening habits should be 5 minutes of rolling.
Exactly. I call it to do your rolling homework.
I love it.
Everyone has to do it.
Yeah.
Just even put it in front of the TV, whatever you have to do, and you will feel so much better.
Yeah. So if you're active and you're putting your body through breakdown, through lifting, this is what has to happen in order for you to be successful.
Exactly. Yeah, and a common misconception is people use these massage guns recently, or like the stick, or a larger roller. The thing is, you're not using, like, notice how you're using your core, you're bracing yourself,
I'm using my body.
Right, and so you're actually getting a lot of stability work done as you maneuver around, and as you move around, you become like a break dancer, and so you're using that stability, and you are relaxing into it. You're not using it thinking the tool is going to do the work for you. You are doing the work, and you are having this awareness, like this amazing awareness about your body, what it needs. Like there's a knot, you just had an awareness that you had not in your calf. You didn't know about because you're doing the technique right. So technique is key. So anyone can have a tool. If you don't use it properly, you're not going to get that next level. And that's why I'm so excited to help people through these 2 courses that I have. There's a 14-day reset and there's a 30-day healing course where I take you like deep into the fascial system and I take you to that next level. I mean, there are high performance athletes using my product, but I want to take the average person that you can have that, you know, at home performance and recovery tool because you need it. You need it the most.
Absolutely. And I cannot tell you, Arysta, how many people that I train say, I can't do this today because of this impingement. This doesn't feel good. And I always have thought to myself, we need to do more recovery. So by introducing your program into what we're doing here,
people will get so much out of it.
They really will. They'll be able to do more with less pain, which is the key, especially as we get older.
I know.
Okay, so for me, first as a strength coach, I really hear about pain, knee pain, back pain, doing squats. When we're doing pull-ups, we feel neck injuries. Sometimes we feel a little bit elbow pain. So maybe you can walk us through some specific exercises that will help alleviate maybe some lower back and knee pain. So when we get into the squat rack and we actually, or do some walking lunges, for example, or pistols of some sort, we have less pain. So we maybe can be a little bit more performance-based out in that gym.
Absolutely. So most people complain they always have lower back pain, and this is such a common injury that is just an overused repetitive strain because people are weak in some areas and tight in the other. So as much as people want to get your glutes activated and their core strong, what do people do all day long? Is they are sitting, right?
It's the worst thing for your body.
You're sitting. It's called sitting disease, and there's this thing called lower cross syndrome. And it's super common. Most people have it. I have it. If I'm over-exercising, if I'm sitting too long, and if I'm not rolling.
Yeah.
Like, so what happens is your hip flexors and quads get so jacked up, so tight,
Yeah.
so dense,
That's me.
and it pulls your pelvis down because it's like strings, like pulling you down.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to activate your glutes, you're trying to like work out and get stronger, and then you end up having an injury or low back pain, or you just pick up something randomly and your back goes out.
Right.
And to unwind that, we need to strengthen our lower core, we strengthen our glutes, but you can't even do that. You can't.
No.
Because their glutes are inhibited.
Yes.
You just can't do it.
Right. So
And
when
so-
an expert, like a physiotherapist says to a client of mine, you need to fire your glutes more, it's virtually impossible unless you do the mobility.
Exactly. So let's get you on your quads. We're going to be rolling on that quad.
This one?
That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Get my hair out of the way.
So it's really important as you're rolling, you're getting into that plank position on your elbows. We're going to get in
On the elbow. Always on the elbows?
Well, not always, but like you want to get into this neutral position, right? Like
Right.
your neck and your shoulders are
Right.
engaged, and so we're at the roller position like this. Okay, and now we're gonna bend your leg just gently.
Wow.
And this leg is off to the side, so this is called tripoding.
Okay.
So we're just in this position, and you don't need to put. How does that feel?
It's amazing how much this hurts already. It's like a good pain, but I can tell that I need to do this.
Well, because
Way
like
more.
even like fit people like Tish, there's an underlying tension and like real because
Yeah.
you've done a lot of volume, and this is where the people that have done a lot of volume need a lot of work. So we're gonna go back to those techniques.
So
and-
why the leg up?
Well, just relax now. Try
Okay.
to relax. Just relax
Okay.
there. And then we're gonna do the wiggle. I call it like a rocking and rolling style. So we're just gonna like wiggle side to side, and
Wow.
the leg up is again that torque. So
Wow.
torque, see how it strengthens?
Yeah.
So I can already
see.
tell she's like clenching here because she's so tight.
Yeah.
So again, if that's too much, we can take a little bit of pressure off and relax. And so that wiggle side to side is what you need. And going from your knee to your hip flexor. So now if you can slide yourself forward towards your hip flexor. Yeah. So roll and move your elbows closer to your body. Yeah. And we're getting into the hip flexor like that. And so the short, quick strokes are really good. So if you can try to go
Okay.
forward and back, the compression, and then the shear side to side. So that's the side to side.
Wow.
Okay, like this. And so what happens is the fascia, you actually want it to slide. So there's a thing called like the superficial, like the top layer and the bottom layer to
Right.
not get complicated, and you want them to slide because you can't really like lengthen your fascia, but you can realign it and remodel it. And that is why the travel roller is super effective because it grabs the skin and it creates that deeper compression.
Wow.
It is firm, but
It
that
is.
just tells you how much work you need to do.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I cannot believe how much I feel this. Now, the one
Yeah.
thing I wanted to point out is that I like the length of your roller
Yeah.
because the other ones that gets in the way of this leg.
Well, exactly. And so if you just let me demonstrate
Yes.
for a second. So kind of how you want it to be like is, so for me, like I've been rolling a long time, and so it's gonna look a little bit more, I'm getting into my hip flexor here, I'm going towards my knee, and
Yeah, you definitely look a lot better.
Right.
Than I do.
That's amazing. But and you can do like an upward dog, open up that fascial line.
So do you feel any uncomfortable?
Not any, no.
not any-
I mean, there's a little bit of tension, but if we just were to compare our tone, so if we just go like this, just sit with me here. I'm just gonna relax, and I'm just gonna press. You can just press on my quads.
And that's fully relaxed.
Well, this is relaxed. I mean, I can just feel the band in your quads. I mean, I have bands here too. It just, I don't have any knots.
No, you don't.
And yours is quite firm all
Yes.
the way around,
Yeah.
and I can feel how it's firm on the top layers too.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that's amazing.
So the volume of work that needs to be done is a lot. So some people, we're going to start with just a few minutes on the quads because that's all you can handle. But there's some cool sessions called candlelight quads, and there's a healing and infusing meditation into that. So as you progress, you're going to be putting your mind-body connection, because we're just so much more than just our bodies, right?
Yeah.
And so we're taking that time to massage, heal, put good intentions, mindfulness, affirmations at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you teach that in your course
Yeah.
as well? Amazing.
Yes.
Now, it's okay to roll and it feels uncomfortable, right? That's an okay thing.
At the beginning.
Okay.
So at the beginning, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. Just pace yourself. That's why the program is broken up into like 5 or 10 minutes a day.
Okay.
That's enough. And what we do is we do an alternating pattern of mobility and stability. So you're back in those things. We would be rolling you through the quads, but then immediately we're gonna do some activation. So as you roll through the quads, then we're gonna start activating those glutes.
Okay.
So just like basic.
So this would be like the next thing.
Yeah, so then this
okay?
is where Tish comes in, right? So
Yes.
Tish comes in and she does all your stability stuff, your strengthening. And so you roll your quads, get the mobility going, and now you're gonna do like glute bridges, activations.
This sort of thing.
Yeah.
And would you say you do this if you're about to do a squat? Like
Yes,
you do this?
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is most people don't do any prep.
Right.
You want to prep your body, because if you have a tight hamstring or if you have a tight calf and it's tight asymmetry on one side or the other, you should know about that,
Right.
or else that's where you're going to get injured.
Right.
You should know about that, and you should go through the system and realize, like, am I balanced? Am I feel good? Because you're creating blood flow, you're creating activation, you're warming up your core. So there's a pre-gen before
Yes.
you exercise. Let's do some activation.
Right.
And then you're gonna do your activation glute exercise. So we can do glute bridges, we can do single leg glute bridges, yeah.
What
Yeah, we
about-
can do, anything.
sort
You
of
can
thing?
use your bands, anything.
Right.
You can do a bird dog.
Like something like this where you're doing
Yeah.
these.
Yeah,
You
like
like that?
kickbacks. Yeah, kickbacks.
Forwards.
Yeah. Some activation. So that's what you want to do. You want to get activated, and at the same time, you'll do your lower core activation as well. And then you're ready to go. You're ready to roll. Yeah.
Ready to roll.
Yeah, you're ready to roll. Yeah. So that is for lower back.
Okay.
So lower cross syndrome, and you really need to know that the amount of volume that even Tish needs is extreme, because even though she's been doing some foam rolling, your technique, your consistency is probably not there.
No, it's not.
Right? You never had me to teach you that, right?
Now I'm so lucky.
Now,
yeah.
yeah. So that makes a huge difference, and you actually feel that result. So there is many fascial stuff. You'll notice the feeling of retention that you'll receive after you do that.
Amazing.
And that's what's magic. It's better than stretching. It's better than, the mobility, range of motion stuff is fantastic, but if your tissues are tight, you really need a lot of work. And if there's a specific injury, I do recommend going to a chiropractor, physio, in addition to
Of course.
this work, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to take you that next level further as well, right?
And you actually help physiotherapists.
Yeah. So I'm connected. They sell my product. Physios and chiropractors sell my product. They love it. They recommend it. Some of the features they love is it's ergonomic. It fits in the back of your neck very nicely in the cervical
And did you
curvature.
do this on purpose?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So anyone that's like our size needs a smaller roller, because we need to fit it in being specific areas, right? In your hip flexors, and to get deep into the tissues, because my body was completely broken.
Wow.
And I used it to recover and repair myself. Yeah.
Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's just the consistency that we don't do.
Yeah.
Right?
And just now it's maintenance, right? But
Right.
before that's why, like, people are like, well, why would I want to roll for 30 days? Like, you need it.
Yeah.
Like, you actually need to get to baseline. You need that much recovery just to feel healthy.
And why wouldn't someone not do this? Invest in something as simple as this, spend 5-10 minutes a day for 30 days and avoid big physio bills, complications, perhaps surgeries, inability to do the things you love.
Well,
Why
and
would you not?
Exactly. It's so easy, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
People are lazy.
They
People
are.
they just want to sit there and they just want to
It's true.
massage. They want instant results.
Yes.
But really, like, if if you want to feel well, if you want to be healthy, that's what the program is about, being healthy. It's
Yes.
not a weight loss program or anything.
No.
It's learn how to foam roll, and I will give you all my secrets, all my sequences, how to, from beginner to an advanced roller, and then you can use those tools for the rest of your life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like food tracking. Do it for a couple of months. Once you know, you don't have to do it again.
Yeah,
Right?
I
You
know.
need to learn
Exactly.
to do it properly. So
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Okay, sweet.
Amazing. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so the other thing people complain about the most is obviously neck tension, stress, headaches, and why is that?
Well, we as women
Yeah.
carry all our tension in our necks.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, and we're looking down at our phones.
Right.
And we are our computers,
Yes.
and we forget
Right.
chin back,
Yes.
and also when we exercise and we're tightening, I mean, I'm a big culprit of this. I mean, everyone mostly, it's
I
called
know.
upper cross syndrome, right? So upper cross, we're tight here, and we're locked short, and we're locked long here. And the only way to reverse that is you can use this, you can use a ball, and you can open up your pecs like this with your hand. You can go against the wall. You can use that, or you can go against
And
the
this
ground.
literally will ease the pressure enough. that
Well,
you-
so we need to restructure ourselves.
Right.
So you can try that on yourself.
so
you can,
first enough.
yeah, so you can open up the pec, and we're gonna be grabbing the skin and stretching, opening up, just kind of like a little massage in there. You can press on there.
It feels amazing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels really good. So opening that, and this is just a nice relaxing kind of a
It
tool
is.
that you can do. And as you do it, stretch
Oh
and
yeah.
relax.
Wow.
So you can open up the chest, the pecs, right?
Amazing.
So we want to open there. We want to open here, because even though this is where it hurts, it's tight in here. So
Right.
the next thing I'm going to get you to do is
I don't
you're
want
going
to
to
stop.
use, I know, you're going to use the travel roller against the wall. And this is great for anyone who even has mobility issues, who has trouble getting down to the ground, pretty much anyone. But what's great is it can really target the upper traps. So you're going to plunge the roller just in the upper traps like this. You could do some rocking up and down by pressing your body into the roller. You can even add more pressure by pulling it towards you. And you can adjust where your neck position is.
And so you just listen to your body and kind of.
Exactly, like
right.
you can feel that
And
stretch.
how uncomfortable do you feel when you do that? Hardly at all.
I feel some tension.
Do you?
Yeah.
And so some days are worse than others, even for you.
Oh yeah, if I do a lot of
Yes.
computer work, for sure.
Right.
Like it builds up, right? If you
Right.
don't release it. So
Yes.
get nice and low.
Okay.
Do the other shoulder. Let's
Okay.
do that one. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you want to get lower, remember we're working that belly of the
Lower.
upper trap.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Just put your body this way a little. Yeah. And can you feel it in the upper
Oh
traps?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Press your body against. Push in.
Oh.
Yeah, and just rock.
Up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Now,
can.
can you turn your head to the side like that?
Wow. And was one side normally harder than the other?
It should, your body should be symmetrical, but
Okay.
you're gonna feel tension if you play a different sport. If you're lifting, one area could be tighter than the other.
Right. Wow. That is amazing, Arysta. I
Yeah.
can't believe that.
So all of that is in the program. You can use the balls on your upper traps when you're laying down and relaxing. Those are a great before bed exercise as well, and as well as the neck rolling. And then after this, right, we get our mobility, and then what we need to do is we need to strengthen, right?
Right.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
sort of where I come in.
Exactly, yeah.
And then we just, obviously, before like a more dramatic type of movement with the pull-up, you'd want to use a thin band and just do some simple face pulls. And
Yeah.
already, compared to my right side, so I roll this side, I already can feel less pressure on this side. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's the magic of
You,
fascia.
unless you do it, you would never believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. It's magic.
Yeah.